Coming up in this episode of the KickCast, a bottle that holds more than just your water, a watch that can keep you cool or warm you up, and a cooler for your meds on the go. All that and more coming up, so sit back and relax. It's time for the KickCast. Hey everybody, it is time for the KickCast, the podcast where we go out and find projects and let you know if you should backtrack or sack them. I am one half of the show, and joining me is a man who knows how to control his kids, but his kids still try to bribe him to getting tech time because they want to manipulate the rules. The one and only Drew Tyler. How are you doing today?
Very good. Thank you. Very good.
I had to say, I was laughing when I saw that Instagram post of your daughter
Hilarious,
wanting
right?
tech time, and you're like, you're not going to have tech time until I have a glass of water in my hand and I'm sitting down, and she brings out a stool and a glass of water for you.
Yeah.
Yep, that's...
Yep. I had this dream too. I had this vision. I was like, gotta do this. And the whole time I'm thinking, I would love to just do nothing, sit down, and I had a ginger beer that was free, like cooled in the fridge. And so I told her, great, as soon as I'm sitting down and enjoying that and the work is done, you can enjoy stuff too. But you're right. She just hauled out a stool and was like, what? Start right now.
She's like, Dad, you gave me the parameters and I am just fulfilling them.
That's my rascal right there.
Yep. So hopefully one day she'll have the aspirations to be a podcaster and I can just hand her the entire network, right?
There you go. She could take it over.
All right. So if this is your first time watching the show, first of all, welcome. And I'm glad that you are here. And so before we go into our projects tonight, we have three pieces of news. I think one of them is actually a little bit bigger than the other ones. So the first piece of news is that Kickstarter is now in Japan. For some reason, I thought they were already in Japan because you saw, and that might just be because a lot of these Japanese video game guys just were like, well, I know people in the US.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, they can launch. Yeah.
So now they are actually open to creators in Japan. So if you go to this blog post, the first half is in Japanese and I can't read any of them. But what is it saying is it's actually welcoming these project creators. And they can actually, if you live in Japan now, you don't have to find somebody in the US or any of the other countries to launch your project. And they highlighted a bunch of them. This first one, I actually kind of have to laugh a little bit because it's the Yukio Heroes guys. And I know one half of this team actually lives in Utah and the other half lives in Japan. So do you remember these Japanese woodblock painting things that we did 4 years ago?
Yeah.
4 years ago in the show.
Yeah, way back.
And they're doing, so I think that's cool. They're showing that off. They're showing off this like high resolution manga reader that has the entire collection of Fist of North Star on it. And this is actually one of the projects that was voted on, but we're not featuring because we have a similar one. It's the Maruhi cup and saucer. So it's a cup, and then at the bottom of the cup there's actually a space. So when you put it in the saucer, you can actually hide stuff in there, and people wouldn't know. I thought of you, Drew, when I actually saw this because I'm like, he could hide his candy in there and put soda or cocoa there, and no one would ever know until he like picks up the cup to take a drink.
That's totally something I would do too. That would be like my go-to. I'd have a little secret hiding spot. Yeah, candy would be the first thing.
Yeah, I totally saw that. I'm like, I totally know who's perfect for that. And then
it'd be the second thing. I would put SD cards under there. So in my office, I'd be like, no, I don't have anything you can borrow. There's no SD card available for you.
It's perfect. Because they actually had one where they put flash drives down there, and I was like, this feels a little bit of like Spy versus Spy, where you're just passing the cup to the person and they pick it up and there's an SD card. So that is the so Kickstarter in Japan. I'm excited because there's a lot of creative people in Japan. So it's going to be interesting to see what they make. All right. So for our next piece of news, this kind of actually relates to you too. And speaking of your daughters and stuff, so it's called Imagine If with Jif. And yes, Jif as in the peanut butter company. So what Indiegogo and Jif are doing is they have joined together to help incubate the bright young thinkers of the world. So what they're going to do is find brilliant young minds who have ideas on how to create a positive future, solve challenging issues, or improve the communities in which they live with. They're gonna start taking suggestions for their ideas, and what they're going to do is the parents have to submit the stuff because they're kids still, But they're going
to right. They want to see some form to their submissions.
Yeah, they're going to pick 3 of these ideas to be selected as finalists, and all 3 of them are going to start a crowdfunding campaign on Indiegogo with a seed fund of $10,000 each.
Nice. Okay.
And then whoever raises the most money is the grand prize winner will get another 20 grand on top of that. So they, if you win this, you're going to get 30 grand up front plus whatever you crowdfund. So they're taking submissions and stuff. So I was thinking about you, Drew, when I saw this, because I was like, Drew has some smart kids. He should have them start thinking about ideas.
It depends on the day. I mean, some days they're smart. Some days I'm like, wait, you got toothpaste on the toilet seat? How did you get toothpaste on the toilet seat?
Because they're not thinking about the little things. They're thinking about the big things.
Right? That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, and this is a great contest.
Yeah, so they actually so they've announced 2 of the 3 panel judges that are on the panel that's going to help decide those top 3. So one is Slava Rubin, the founder of Indiegogo, of course, and the other one is Melissa Joan Hart. Everybody knows her as Sabrina Teenage Witch.
Yes.
So that would be cool. And so they'll be looking for all of this kind of stuff. And so you have until October 20th to enter your ideas. So get your kids thinking, and you can just come to the Indiegogo website and you'll have a way to enter all the stuff. So what do you think about this, Drew? Them kind of helping little kids,
right.
young entrepreneurs.
And it's wonderful, right? Because these kids may even have like a decent idea, but they haven't been told no as many times as adults. And so they come up with ideas that are so unbounded that they could have some merit. Like we shut ourselves down. The older we get, the more we tell ourselves no. So
I think crotchety.
Yeah, that'll never work. We really like this is brilliant for having let's ask the kids. Let's see what they can figure out. So I'm going to share this with my girls and see if they can come up with some ideas to make the world a better place.
Yep. Because I was like, I need to show Drew this, even if we don't use this as a news thing. I need to show this because I think his little beans can have some ideas, and if they win, that'd be cool too.
That'd be cool too.
All right,
love it.
So this last piece is actually, I think this is huge. This is a change in what Indiegogo is doing, and so they've updated their terms of service. And what they want to do is they're talking about increasing trust and making sure their backers are coming first. So they actually named this putting backers first. So what they have done is they created their trust and safety team to prevent kind of more fraudulent projects. Because, if you look at Kickstarter and you look at Indiegogo, there seems to be a lot more or less filtering on Indiegogo. So it's a higher chance that you could get some shifty stuff showing up. So what they're doing is now if you have a tech and innovation project, that's what you're going to do. When you actually create your project, you have to actually tell what product stage it is. So either you're in conception, prototype, production, shipping, and stuff. You have to upfront tell them that, and that's going to show up on your page so people can actually make a informed decision on if they want to back this project or not. Because sometimes you have this amazing prototype but have zero experience in manufacturing and stuff.
Right.
People may be a little less inclined to want to back that. So they're doing that too. And then I love this one. We now require entrepreneurs to update their backers at least once a month about the status of the project. And
nice.
They're like, this update could be anything, pictures of production, or pictures of your prototype or something, but you have to at least update.
Because there are some projects that don't touch base with you for 8 months. In fact, I was just barely reading one from a documentary that I backed. It's been over a year since I backed it. And he starts off the update by saying, "Hey guys, I was just looking and it's been since April since you've heard from me. And now it's September." So yeah, it would be nice to know, even if we had a slow month, if the documentary wasn't progressing or they ran into some troubles, that'd be great. Give me a 1 month, hey, this is where the project is. Because I'm invested. I'm ready to see cool things. So,
I've always been fine with projects being late and stuff as long as you keep us updated on what you're doing and that you're still alive and didn't run off with my money. So,
right. That's the key. Like, make sure that it's still coming, still mine.
yep.
Yeah.
And then so the last one is I kind of like this. So we can't make any promises on behalf of the entrepreneurs on our platform, and we can't guarantee that every incredible idea will come to life, but we're doing everything we can to help with any challenges that come up. In the rare occasion that our terms of use are violated, we will even use collection agencies, but we hope we hope that we never have to. So it sounds like if you kind of just take your money and book it, they may try to go get the money back.
It sounds like they're willing and able to say, you know what, we'll chase you, which is great, like peace of mind for backers, but it's also that due diligence, like know what you're doing, know what you're getting into.
Yeah. So I kind of like that. I don't think they're gonna go chase after you if you shot for the idea and then you just ran out of money and couldn't get that. I don't think they're gonna
right valiant effort.
Yeah. But this may actually help a lot of people and deter a little bit of those scammers who are just, I mean, it seems to be a trend, or used to be a trend, where people would just go to Alibaba and stuff and order like 100 fidget spinners and stuff and resell it on Indiegogo as this new innovative spinner type thing. So that, those are our news. I actually liked this piece of news from Indiegogo because you don't hear a lot of that kind of stuff from Kickstarter right now about trying to improve backer safety and stuff.
They're
more hands off. All right, now it is time for our kick shouts, which are Twitter length shout outs of different projects and stuff that have crossed our eyes, and we want to share them with you, or people have sent them in. So if you have a kick shout, our email box is always open, kickcast@ktdata.net. Just send it that way, or tweet us at night20 at ktdata at kickcast. Just shoot us your pitch, and we'll feature it on the show. So this first one, I met these guys at the Origins Game Fair this year, and this is actually based on a board game I really enjoy playing. So it is called Evolution, the video game. So it is actually taking the Evolution board game and creating a mobile and PC version of it for Steam that you can play. And I can tell you, I played the game firsthand at Origins, and it's super fun. It's taking what the board game is and making it an awesome digital version of it. So I really, really like it. And I highly recommend you guys go check that out. If you are a big board game fan, or if you've heard of it. The kind of whole idea of this game is that you're in like a world and resources are limited. So you kind of have to compete for resources, and then some of the animals can eat other animals because, you have your herbivores, and then you have your carnivores and your omnivores, and you kind of fight for being the last species to survive.
Nice, yeah.
So, and it's fun, and the digital version is, quick. I'm excited for the mobile version because then you can play. This might be your new toilet time game.
Yes, Smash Time game. It's good. I'm running low.
Yep. All right, so our next one was sent in by the one and only Jane TV, cousin Jane of Nom's fame and Twitch and Kitchen, and I can't remember all the Nerd Stash fame. She's a famous Twitch streamer, not like a Scrubs over here. But she sent in a project from her friend, and it's called Bringing Super Cuddle to the World. And this is an interesting thing, is he's actually on GoFundMe, and he's not actually selling the game. What he's looking for is enough donations so he can actually create the game and take it out to schools and stuff and teach kids kind of how to play. It's more of like an educational thing, and it uses a deck of cards, but he's looking to get stuff to customize it so it's a little bit easier to pick up than just sitting down with a kid and like, here's a deck of cards, kids, and this is how we go. Yeah, his money is looking to produce more of the Super Cuddle cards as a training tool for young players, creating an in-depth strategy guide, beginning the production of a phone version of the game, and providing a small prize pool for tournaments to boost excitement and the competitive, and providing incentives to meetup groups to recruit new players, and covering travel and gas so he can actually go advertise the game. So that one's going to be on GoFundMe, and search for Super Cuddle. And then Evolution was on Kickstarter. So those are our kick shouts today. All right, so
that's a lot of shouting.
Yep. Now it is finally time for our projects, and this first one is something that actually caught my eye because I go to the gym, and when I go to the gym, I don't like having a lot of stuff in my pockets. Running on the treadmill and stuff, it bugs me
Right.
when I have crap in my pockets. But I'm already carrying a water bottle around because you don't want to get dehydrated at the gym and be that guy that falls over, right? Because that ain't cool.
Nobody. That's not cool. You want to be cool. You want to be smooth and suave. That's why I won't go to the gym. I just can't fit in.
I thought you don't go to the gym because when you walk in, everybody's just ashamed because like this guy
The
is
shade.
this guy is like beyond our level. He's so much cooler than we are.
No. Working out is the opposite of what I do.
So our first project of the night is called the Bindle Bottle. So it's a stainless steel water bottle with integrated storage. So you're like, how is this going to work? So what happens is the top half of the water bottle, it can actually hold 24 ounces of liquid. That's the water bottle portion. And then the bottom half, which can hold 450 cubic centimeters, it's watertight of storage. So when I go to the gym, I have my keys, I have my ID, I have my gym card, I have my phone. My phone's
a lot of stuff.
Phone's probably not going to fit into the thing. But then I can put my gym card, which is a little kind of key fob thing. I just don't have it on my keys because I try to limit what I put on my keys now. And then my keys,
also good,
and then my ID and my wallet, I can fit it all into there, and then just zip it all up, and I can just carry the water bottle along with me. That's pretty much it. So you screw off the bottom, and you can put your stuff in there, and then the water is on top. The lid has So I saw it in the video. They said they had 3 different lids, but I couldn't find anything in the written portion about it having all the 3 tops. So I'm hoping it has, one of those more squirt tops instead of just that wide open mouth, because sometimes I'm on the treadmill and, well, if I had to drink out of like the wide bottle, we all know I'd just spill it all over myself, and I'd be that idiot.
Yeah.
Just there.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. Does this sound like something you would use? It's it's pretty simple in concept, which I love. I
think that's what's ideal about it. Is it just sounds like a really easy way to kind of get some storage space, get things tucked away. I think it's a good idea. I'm trying to think if I need anything, but I guess it's another place to hide my SD cards. Like this would work for me.
This whole show is just dedicated to figure out how you can hide all your stuff. Like, I don't have a spare battery for that camera. I don't know what you're talking about.
I can't help you. But I think it works really well. Like it's a single thing that you're always going to carry with you anyway, especially gym wise or even biking. Like this is definitely a good idea.
Yeah, I really like it because it just reduces the amount of stuff I have to carry around, which is always good because when you're at the gym, you want to be mobile because the guy's gonna be angry that you're using the machine for too long or something, right?
Right. So, you gotta wipe it down and move on.
Yep. So that is the Bindle bottle. And the price isn't too bad too. It's the early bird's $31. The Kickstarter special is $35. Retail is gonna be $39. So it's not too bad of a price. I don't know what the Kickstarter version looks like because they didn't mention it, but I hear exclusive, and I'm like,
It'll just have like the logo printed on the bottom. It'll be like Kickstarter version. That's all you get.
All right. So on to our next one. I know that you and we live in Utah, and in the summers it gets ridiculously hot. But as our friends in Florida right now are really suffering because it's hot and humid, and they don't have power for their AC, they're probably like, this sucks. So hopefully our next project will be something that can help solve that problem, right?
I would think, but it still like leaves me with this kind of head scratching. Like, what? So this next project is unique, just because it looks like they're trying to solve a problem about your thermal control. What do they call it? Like your thermal temperatures. And so you can, with this project, it's called the Aircon Watch. So it's a watch that uses the neurons that are close to the skin here at the wrist area to trigger heat or cold pulses on those neurons, which then affects your whole body. So the Aircon Watch is this kind of surprisingly new, I don't know, it's kind of a funky, cool way to say, oh, I need to be cooler, I need to be hotter. And so you just click a button on the top of the watch and it sends heat pulses or cooling pulses through some sort of, I don't know what they call it, like a I don't know, like a thing that's on the inner band, right? It's on the inside band of the watch.
It's on the inside band. It essentially just sends an electric, signal through your body, and it makes it cool, and it tricks your body to think it's cooler or hotter.
It thinks it's cool, and so it says that we can change the signal that the nervous system sends by using this like pulse of heat or cold. And then they cite a lot of research. They do cite a lot of research about how our wrists are a great place for that conductive heat and cold to work. Imagine you put an ice cube on your pulse point, right, on your wrist, the side of your neck, or you run it under cold water. It cools you all the way down. Since the blood vessels are closer to the skin, they say, in that area, then the cold there brings down the entire body temp. So they've done some research on this. But it's an interesting idea. Like when I'm sitting somewhere where I don't have as much control over my atmosphere, my own ambient temperature, I could have a personal temperature and still be like, I'm cool. Like I'm cold. So this is similar to, if you think about it, the neckerchiefs that you like either dip in water or you keep them cool and then you wrap them around your neck, right? Or you put a fan on your neck. It's very similar to that. They've just put it into a watch form. So I think it's a wild idea. It's already funded. I don't remember.
That's what's crazy about it is they've raised almost 20 grand already, and they only
were looking at almost five.
Yeah.
And it's already raised 20, so it's on its way. It's going to happen. It's a little interesting. They said one of the main reasons they invented this was for men's and women's menopause. Wait. Like those night sweats or just hot flashes. Yeah, men can have menopause too.
Oh man,
you didn't need to know this.
I was all looking for. I was looking forward to retirement, but man, that's part of the deal too. Gosh.
Yeah, that comes with it.
I thought I could just be old and bent over and grumpy, but maybe that will help my grumpiness. I don't know.
You gotta suffer through. So anyway, that is kind of what spurred them to make this thing. They've got prototypes and working on things, but it's like you power it up and you have cold and hot buttons. I need to be colder, you hit the cold button. I need to be hotter, I hit the hot button. So my only like question at this point is, I absolutely love my watch. I'm not going to wear a second watch to control my temperature. I love the watch that I have. So I'm curious as to why they didn't do like a Bluetooth, insert inside of your watch, or if what else. There's another way.
Maybe it has to do with the surface area of your skin. That the watch size is like the perfect surface area.
Right, needs the big size. Yeah, that's possible.
Well, you could do it the cool way, because I wonder if it works on your ankle too. So you could like keep your Apple Watch on your skin right there, and then do the home arrest prisoner style by putting that on your ankle. And
I wonder, because they talk about how like your neurons are right here in the wrist area, in the proximity of your blood vessels. And I look at my ankles and my heel, or whatever. It's not quite the same. But I don't know. That's my only question. Is as cool as this is, the idea, I wonder if there's another way that they could have marketed without the watch band, but at least giving us the temperature control unit and some Bluetooth ability to send the same signals, but yet let me use my watch.
Yeah, just wear one on each wrist, man. You'll be the cool.
That's probably what I need to be that cool. I mean, so it's a cool deal. Like they're only looking for like $70 for the early birds, the super early birds. I don't even know if there are any left, but it's almost 50% off what retail will be.
Oh, they still have super early birds. They got 247 at time of recording.
Yeah, so this is kind of crazy that they've already got 270 backers. They've reached their goal. I guess this project took me by surprise, because I looked at it and was like, oh, Aircon watch. Oh, it's like I was thinking, yeah, this will be a funny, like maybe they're gonna get halfway there. They're on their way.
Because I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard this, I thought it had like an actual air conditioner. There was like a liquid cooling.
I was a little disappointed. Yeah, I was a little disappointed that I didn't get like this big blast of air that I hold it in front of my face and it's like. But it seems to do the trick. Yep. The research looks like it's solid.
So that's interesting. Is this backtrack or sack for you?
Oh, for me, this is a track for me, mostly because I don't want to wear two watches. But I will watch them and see how far they go in the next 30 days.
Yeah, this one's a track for me too, because I mean, like the science sounds like it works. I can't say I'm an expert in neurons or anything like that, or kind of tricking your body that way. But this is like, I think I'd probably be more on a backside if I could actually try it and see how it actually works. You know,
Yep.
that might be the tipping point for me to back if I actually tried it and saw how it worked.
Yeah, because it still feels like there's some question marks to what it's doing, but certainly a track for me.
Yeah, and I love the suggestions everybody's in the chat room's given. Like Winston's like, if you hide it in your cup, it would keep your drink hot or cool. And Pen Pusher's like, compress air your watch. It's time to get chill. You don't mind doing that to your Apple Watch, right? Your expensive Apple Watch.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. Let's do it.
All right. So speaking of kind of keeping cool, there's always one aspect of keeping things cool that I think a lot of people forget. So a lot of people need kind of special drugs and stuff, and some of them have to be kept at a specific temperature or they don't work, right? So like I think I had a friend who needed a special kind of insulin or something, so she would always kind of have an ice bag with her, and anytime you'd like she'd come visit and stuff. She's like, "Hey, can I go put this in your fridge?" Because she needed to keep her medications at a specific temperature or they'd go bad. And if she needed it, it wouldn't work. So this last project of the night is actually a device that I need to send this to her. It is called Life in a Box, and it's a portable fridge that allows you to keep your medication refrigerated, and it also keeps it secure because I didn't even think about this. Is, if you work in an office and stuff, how comfortable do you feel putting your life-saving medication into like a shared fridge?
Right. Right. Or when somebody can walk by and be like, "Oh, what's in here?" "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna grab some of her pills."
Yeah, or somebody like cracks it, and then when you need it, you're gonna be in trouble, right?
Yeah.
So what it is this tiny little box right here that can store pretty much you can store anything you in that size. So needles, vials. Why am I forgetting all these words? I work in the medical industry.
Actually, you use this stuff all the time.
Like needle vials, EpiPens, and stuff. So you put it in there, and then you can plug it into almost any kind of power supply. That was one of their goals, is to make sure that this can be plugged into anything. 110, nice. 240 cigarette car lighters, USB power packs. They try to make you able to plug it into anything. And then it'll take about 10 minutes to get to your desired temperature. So it has Bluetooth on it. So there's an app that actually constantly monitors its temperature inside the box, so you know how cold it is.
Nice.
So so it keeps it inside, keeps it cool. And then it has an internal battery, I believe, and it's about 3 hours. So that should be more than enough. So if you're traveling from your office or from home to your office and stuff, it should have enough power built in that will last for that time. And they're actually building other battery packs and stuff that you can actually add to it, because their goal is to get about 12 hours of battery, so that way you can go at least half a day without having to plug it in and stuff. So I kind of like this idea. I personally don't need it because I don't need to shoot myself up with any drugs, but I feel like there is a market for this where people may need to have these meds, right?
I feel like it's a really weird thing because we always joke about add Bluetooth to everything, but I don't know that we ever went so far as to say add Bluetooth to your fridge, or shrink the fridge and I don't know if this has Bluetooth, but it does have that smart app ability, right?
Yeah,
you can connect it.
And the app, as far as I understand it, is so it'll tell you the battery life. So here's a picture of the app. It tells you the battery life. You can actually set timers on when you say you need your insulin shots. You can have it so it will remind you when you need to go take your insulin shots too. And I think you can log it so you know if you've taken it or not. So that
wonderful.
So I kind of I actually like this, and I love how it is kind of a you don't hear a lot of things, and it that being the size, you could probably put it into a purse or a backpack pretty easily. They don't recommend you packing it because it has an active cooling system into it. So so it's almost like a fridge, an actual fridge. So you want to keep it so there's air, so it can actually intake air and stuff. So I like this idea. Rev said, put my life-saving mess in a lockbox that no one gets. I don't think it locks. It's sealed, so it stays cool, so people can get into it if they need to. But yeah, I just love it. It looks, it's sleek too. So if you're carrying around that, if I saw that, I'm like, oh, he just has a Bluetooth speaker with him or something.
Yeah, it's about what it looks like, huh? Yeah, totally.
Because it reminds me of, like, okay, here's my TV watching. In The Walking Dead, there was a character that ends up stealing stuff from the main characters because they needed to get insulin, and it's the apocalypse. It's hard to get insulin. So maybe if they had a life in a box, they'd be okay and not be in the situation they were where they have to go steal stuff.
This makes so much sense. It saved so much.
Yeah. So is this a backtrack or sack for you?
It's definitely a track for me. Again, I don't have a need. I don't have anything I keep in my fridge. I'd try to figure out a way to keep my, a fizz drink, cold drink with me everywhere. Or ice, even just ice.
You could keep a cold drink or something in there, or a popsicle. Oh, that'd be great. It's like,
see?
It's like, what's that? Oh, that's just my Astro Pop that I'm gonna have for later. You don't want
just keep it cold. You don't need it.
Yeah, I would not put that in a public fridge because somebody's gonna steal my Astro Pop, which is not cool at all.
It's true.
All right, so that is all our regular projects of the night, and now it is time for our sack of the week. So Drew, you and I, we like to do the gaming stuff, right?
We like the games. We have a geek about the games. It's true.
Most of the time when we do the gaming stuff, we do it at home, right?
Yes, mostly. Yeah, I think I almost exclusively at home.
So our sack of the week is for the Pure Addictions with a Z and a lot of lower and upper cases gaming lounge. So it's going to be a community gaming lounge, Xbox, PlayStation.
I love gaming lounges.
VR, PC tournaments, cash prizes, hang out with your friends, snack bar, but I need your help. So
I love this idea.
So there's a logo, and that's pretty much it. So
where's it going to be?
Pennsylvania, I think. Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
I think
I'll go visit.
See, that's the thing, is he doesn't really even tell you where it is.
Okay.
So here's your description. I have always loved video games since I received my first original Nintendo when I was little. I would sit there for hours playing Mario, moving where he moved, crying when he died. I then would get older and realized arcades were a thing. We are a thing, but we're a thing. A place where people share the same passion, have fun with others while playing their favorite video game. This is becoming obsolete. I am proposing to start a gaming lounge. I'm talking Xbox, PlayStation, PC, VR, the whole 9 yards in one building for an ultimate experience. I have a business plan in mind, but the funds are not quite there. With your help, we can bring communities together for gaming, tournaments with cash prizes, snack bar filled with energy drinks and food to keep you fueled up and never calling it quits. I have looked for other gaming lounges and they seem to be successful, and I'm looking to do the same. So, and then under risks and challenges, people may want to ask me, why would I leave my house, pay to play video games when I can do it right from my home? To answer that question, it's for the experience. Get out of your everyday routine, sitting at home behind a mic and being afraid to get outside, make some new friends, and be part of a community other than an online one. You make your own choices in life, and we only get one shot at it. Get out there, make some friends, share your passion, and come down to Pure Addictions Gaming Lounge.
Addictions.
And then this is my pet peeve right here. There's only one pledge level, and it's for $100. So if you donate $100 with your donation, allowing some time for the project to come through, I'm offering you a free game day once the building is fully operational. Estimated delivery August 2020. As we record this, it's 2017.
That's what kills me. That's what kills me. Man, I would have believed you if you were like, I can do this in 1 year, but giving yourself 2.5 years, like, no.
He's looking for $100,000 too.
That's not gonna last you, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but you're missing.
Yeah, and the reason why this is a sack of the week: one, there's no video. Two, he says he has a business plan. But
we should probably see that here if we're gonna invest in it. I mean,
one thing you should probably tell us where gaming addiction's gonna be, because
that is missing, because there's nowhere to say.
So I assume it's gonna be in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but I don't know.
Seemingly,
and like, there's just, if you have a plan, you gotta give it out. Do you have sketches? Like, I have no idea where in this planning of project planning.
This is the daydreaming planning process. Like, he's still like, oh, what if? I know, I'll ask strangers for money. They don't even have to be around here.
It's like, do you have a location scouted out? What's your rent going to be? Or are you going to buy it outright? Because I don't think you can buy a building space that he's looking for $100,000.
Oh, and rent wise, you might be able to stretch that out for maybe a year and a half. But I'd like to see how you're going to generate revenue beyond that. Like, this is, we got some work to do, man.
Yeah, it seems a little too general and stuff. Bringing communities together, he mentions a lot of these other places are successful, but he doesn't specifically mention them, and he doesn't tell us his plan on how to bring these communities. Does he have these communities all set up? Say, yeah, I have Pittsburgh's largest League of Legends clan who is committed to come to my place.
Right. So no, and the one tier, the single tier, makes it difficult, and then the fact that the single tier is like, I'll give you a day pass. It's $100, but I'll give you a day pass. It's like, I think you could probably afford to give us a little bit more than that.
Yeah, go put our name on a wall or something. When people walk in, they'll see your name. I'd be a little bit more inclined to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like this was kind of a paper napkin idea, and that's all it is. And then somebody's like, throw it onto Kickstarter, and you'll get all your money.
And right before he sobered up, he was like, "Yeah, I got this thing. I put it all together."
Yeah, that, and at least proofread your stuff, because that weird bugs me.
There's a couple of those.
It's like, if you can't do that, do I trust you with contract negotiations and stuff? It's a little on there. So that is our sack of the week. And unfortunately, that is all we have for today's show. It's a little quicker show. So, Drew, do you got anything you want to plug before we go?
Not at present. I am still just trying to stay alive, keep on top of it. 3 weeks into the semester, and hopefully I'll have documentary news and deadlines. Should
everybody go like your Facebook page that you have set up?
Oh, yeah, that would be a pluggable, right? So if you're interested in following what I'm doing with the documentary and just kind of being inspired by service and what I'm building, at least seeing the back end, go to facebook.com/Windows of Change. Windows of Change. We'll put it in the show notes, but come like the page, and I only post maybe 2-3 times a week as we get started, but that's where I'm going to put the event. That's where we'll have the premiere, and eventually, clips from the larger movie. So I'm excited. It's coming along well, but I swear I'm going to have to take an entire week and cancel classes just so I can get a clean finish. So, but I'll pitch that. That's the fun one.
I'm excited, and hopefully I liked it, because I did it on my phone, and I was really excited, and it may have hit it too many times. It may have liked on it, but I mean, I'm excited, and you can put me down for a ticket on whenever you have your red carpet premiere. I will make sure I get there, even if we're
almost decided.
Even if it's a Tuesday night, we're gonna cancel the show, because I'll be there. I'll be there in support.
Yeah. I'll let you know when it's set.
So, yeah, make sure you guys check that out. And, of course, if you have any suggestions for news, kick shouts, projects that you thought are interesting and you may want us to feature, or crappy Kickstarters that you want us to show for our sacks of the week, we are always open to suggestions and stuff. Shoot us an email, kickcast@ktdata.net, or on Twitter @kickcast@night20 and @ktdata. We pay attention to all of those, or even on Facebook, it's KickCast. KickCast everywhere, and don't confuse us with some of the other KickCasts that are out there. We're the ones about crowdfunding and not kickball or shoes.
Keep it straight.
So, our next episode is going to be September 26th, 2017, which is
okay.
in 2 weeks. And of course, we always like it when you guys watch live. You can find that live.kickcast.net or twitch.tv/Ktdata. All the good stuff there. So until next time, my friends, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.